Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace. 2023 marks a very important year for singer, actress, and songwriter Peggy Lee. Peggy Lee would have turned 100 this year, and jazz vocalist Hampton Callaway decided to do something that was very unique in honor of Miss Lee. She recorded a new record titled Fever, a Peggy Lee celebration, and it features 14 tracks and 2 compositions that Peggy Lee wrote that she did not have a chance to record. Now tonight here on the Pace Report, you're going to see the official New York record release performance of Fever, a Peggy Lee celebration at 54 Below. And tonight you're going to have a chance to see me sit down and talk with jazz vocalist Hampton Callaway to talk about the legacy of the great Peggy Lee. Also, we talk about some of the songs that she made very important, and we talk about some of her tumultuous upbringing and some of her life issues that really made her very, very interesting throughout her career. So sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights of the New York record release performance featuring Miss Hampton Callaway performing music from her latest album, Fever, a Peggy Lee celebration, live at 54 Below, here on the Pace Report, here in New York City.
I love the East, I love the West, and North and South, they're both the best. But I'll only go there as a guest, 'cause I love being here with you. I love the sea, I love the shore, I love the rocks, and what is more, with you there'd never be a bore, 'cause I love being here with you. Singing in the shower, laughing by the hour, life is such a breezy game. Love always weather, long as we're together, I love to hear you say my name. I like the wine and my cuisine, and candlelight, I like the scene. Believe me if you know what I mean, I love being here with you.
Congratulations. This is a milestone for an American icon, Peggy Lee, 100 years. Why did you decide to record a record in regards to what she brought to music, but also just her legacy?
Well, many reasons brought me to this moment. One of the things about Peggy Lee is that I grew up with her music since I was a baby. My dad was a huge jazz lover. He was a famous journalist in Chicago, and when I was brought home from the hospital, Fever had just come out, and so that was spinning on the turntable. All the great records that she made in the late 50s, 60s were part of my childhood. And you know, I thought she had a mysterious sound as a child, and then I started to really listen to her as an adult, as a teenager, aspiring singer, and I got to know her family. I got to know her daughter, Nikki, and I got to know her granddaughter, and I got to be exposed to all the stories and all of the music and the arrangements, and I got to know all her musicians, and I got to see her live several times, and I felt that she has been under-celebrated. That, you know, Ella, she's had a great celebration, and I did a record called To Ella With Love. Sarah Vaughan, another big influence. I did a live album for her, and she is certainly, you know, one of the triumvirate, Billie Holiday, etc. But Peggy Lee is sort of an enigma to people. Most people don't know much about her, even though she's written a great autobiography and has so much incredible music. People don't know she was an Academy Award nominated actress. They don't know that she was a badass who sued Disney to represent and won, and to represent artists and what's fair for artists. Most people don't have the guts to do that. She wrote over 200 songs with people as incredible as Duke Ellington, Quincy Jones, Victor Young, and the list goes on. She was an enigmatic woman who had a very interesting, tragic childhood, but her superpower was optimism. And I had there's some interesting through lines. She was a pop jazz singer. I'm a pop jazz singer. And she was a white woman who could swing, you know. I mean, I always thought, oh, only the black singers were the great swinging sisters. But she showed me that it was possible to do the music I love and not have the same skin color as Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan and Billie Holiday, my heroes. So I had a great time putting the record together. I had a wonderful time crafting a show. I'm the daughter of a journalist and a singer, and so I married my divorced parents' talents and created something really special, I think, and unique to all the other records that people have made about Peggy Lee because of my close friendship with Holly Foster Wells, her granddaughter, who gave me some important songs, made some great suggestions, gave me a poem that was never set to music that I got to compose music to, gave me some songs that had never been recorded before that I got to record, and so I feel very honored to get to have this legacy project finally come to fruition.
You have some special guests on this record.
I certainly do. The fabulous John Pizzarelli is my guest. In fact, 2 days ago, our duet of The Glory of Love just came out. It's doing very well on Spotify, and we had a great time at the Jazz Cruise. We have a deep friendship. And I had Ted Rosenthal on piano, Martin Wind on bass, Tim Horner on drums, and Bob Mann, who's a dear friend and has played with me many years on the guitar songs that John didn't join me on. And we nailed that baby in one day, and it was just magic. Everybody got in the songs, didn't overthink it, played these beautiful charts to perfection.
Goodness, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You might want to snap with me. I have to cool off. This is for the lovers out there. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to spare. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever happened long ago. I want to get Shakespearean on you all, so get ready. Romeo loved Juliet, Juliet He said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. Thou givest fever when we kisseth, fever with thy flaming youth. Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. People over there are not snapping. Peggy Lee adored Dave Barbour, thank you. Met on Benny Goodman's bandstand. When Benny said you can't be dating, she said, but Benny, there's a wedding cake. He gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he plays me guitar. Fever, gonna be his missus and his shining star. Now you've listened to my story. Here's the poem that I have made. Chicks were born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade. They'll give you fever with their kisses. Fever, if you live, you learn. Fever till you sizzle, but what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
Peggy Lee got her start. She's from North Dakota, but she was noticed and discovered by Benny Goodman.
That's right, yeah.
And in fact, she had a couple of first hits with she was important because all the female vocalists were very important in the 40s, because in the big band, in order for a song to have legs, meaning to dance or to slow dance to, the female vocalists were really in the forefront. And I know there was a tumultuous relationship between Benny and her at a time, but her life was not peaches and cream.
It was beyond. It was a tragic life. She had a horrible childhood.
Yeah, she did.
Lost her mother when she was 4. Her stepmother beat her with a frying pan. Her house was burned down twice. Yeah, she had really terrible luck, but music became her savior, and she put all of it in the music and the writing. And I think she was very charming. She was able to make men. She would tell men what she liked, and somehow they wanted to make her happy and do it. I mean, she had great relationships, and was much more successful. Like most songwriters were men, not women. But she was fun to be with, and she was interesting, and she was flirtatious and beautiful and passionate. So I think she had a dream. She was going to figure out a way to do it.
She was nominated 13 times for a Grammy. And here's the kicker. When she won, the song that she won her Grammy for in 1969 was one of the most unconventional records written by Lieber and Stroller.
Yes.
Is That All There Is?
Is That All There Is? Yeah.
Tell my viewers how strange that record. It's a beautiful song.
Oh yeah, Randy Newman arranged it. There's like banjo on it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like the first rap song, because she tells the story. Well, the reason why she agreed to do it, some people said, "Oh, that's too dark of a theme for you. That's not the right message." She said, "No, this is my life. I know how it felt when my house burned down 2 times. So when they talk about it, and then there was the fire, and she said, I think it's because she was so compelling. Her speaking voice is so alluring, and the way she told the story. And then there's but it was in the spirit of the song to her was an optimistic one. Is that all there is? Well, then let's keep dancing. Let's just keep going. We're going to be okay. We're going to let the music. We're going to drink. We're going to have fun. And her resilience, the spirit of her resilience, is there's a ring of truth to her reading of that song that nobody else could have done. They first wanted to give it to Marlene Dietrich.
Yes,
but Peggy was the perfect person to sing it, and I recorded on my album Signature, and it's a fascinating piece of music, and again to have the speaking part and then just the chorus that sings was very, very original.
What are some of your fondest memories growing up watching Peggy Lee? Television, I know Lady and the Tramp had to be...
Yeah, that was one of the great movies, and she had such a big role, writing, singing, doing the voices, the characters, and I loved seeing her, the Judy Garland show that she was on. I loved seeing her live at Ravinia, outside of Chicago, beautiful theater there, and I just was so mesmerized by her and her not just her beautiful voice, but her acting. And I believed everything that she sang as if it was happening to her, and that was such a great lesson. Because not all great singers do that. You know, they sing beautifully, but they don't necessarily take you right to the moment. I got to see her up close, like, you know, this far away from her at the Hilton in New York, and I think one of her last performances, and. There she was, still. She could have easily retired. She had so many health problems, but she just loved music. She loved her audiences, and we were so grateful that she was coming back and giving us more. So, and then getting to know her family, it's almost like getting to know Peggy, because they've shared so many personal stories about her and the love that they have for her, and they've embraced me so much as an artist as well. So, it feels like I'm paying tribute to family, you know. By the way, the holding of hands is strictly encouraged. Sorry. There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ring. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. The bells were supposed to be ringing. I never saw them at all, sorry, till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me sweet favorite melodies of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. And there were wonderful roses. They tell sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. I never heard it at all till there was you. I never heard it at all till there was you. Till there was you.
Why do you think Peggy Lee's legacy? You know, there's some great singers, Rosemary Clooney, Blossom Derry, Peggy Lee, why do you think she's not etched in the pantheon of great American singers? Because you have Judy Garland, who was the pinnacle of, she was over here, she was in her own lane. But Peggy Lee, when you talk about what she's done, because she could play piano, she could sing, she could write, and it seems like
here's the key. If she had done more movies, if she had done, a lot of singers get famous because they're in millions of people's homes on television, or millions of people's screens going to the movies. And if they got to know her better, I think she was private about her personal life. If they actually got to know her the way people can know her now from reading about her, I think they would have cared about her even more. I mean, she was sexy, she was brilliant, she was versatile, she worked great with everybody she worked with. She worked with some of the biggest big band leaders and greatest artists and wrote with amazing people. I don't know, that's a good question. There are a lot of people who deserve more fame than they had. A lot of my peers deserve a lot more fame than they had, and life isn't always fair. There's a lot of people who are really famous and don't have much talent, but they have some gimmick that just seems to resonate, and people know how to exploit it, and they get all the attention. But the real artists, like Carmen McRae, didn't get her due. There's Betty Carter didn't get her due. There's a lot of great singers that it's nice to be able to dig in and appreciate their uniqueness and celebrate them.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace. I'd like to personally thank the talented Hampton Callaway for her time. Make sure you support her brand new CD, Fever, a Peggy Lee celebration, which is now available on Palmetto Records. Please follow her on social media by way of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and also visit her website at AnnHamptonCallaway.com for information on her upcoming tour dates. I'd like to personally thank the staff and management at 54 Below for their warm hospitality. Also, I'd like to personally thank Ms. Roberta Lawrence at DL Media for arranging my time on hand. People, I can't stress this more than enough. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube and Vimeo, as well as leave comments. And follow me on social media by way of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.
I'll never know a Sunday in this weekday room. Now I'm talking to the shadows, 1 o'clock to 4. But all I do is pour like coffee. Since the blues